Good evening and welcome into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. My name is Adam Birch and this is the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. For the highest quality work and hassle-free customer service, let J&J take away your stress. That's J&J Truck and Auto Body on East Philadelphia Street in Rapid City. This is game 2 of this two-game doubleheader here in Rapid City against Spearfish Post 164, right up I-90 in Spearfish, South Dakota. Game 1 saw the Hardhats take the victory 4-3 over Post 164. So the Hardhats improving to 8-9 on the season. And for Post 164, just on their third game out of the gates in the Legion season, they played spring ball and just starting their Legion season, now 1-2 in their win-loss column on the Legion season, set to begin game number 2 here in Rapid City. Today's Keys to the Game are brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. Find the key to building lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. Take a look at their great selection of RVs at 2 locations. Dakota Discount RV is across from Cabela's and also on JB Road in Blackhawk. And today's Keys to the Game for game number 2 is to start off a little bit stronger than they did in game 1. In game 1, the Hardhats jumped out to a 1-0 lead, scored one more in the third, but the bats kind of fell cold there for a couple innings in between, and not putting up multiple innings. The bats really just weren't generated much at all. Most of the offense was done by the top 2 in the lineup, and we've said that quite a bit this season. Zeke Farley and Amarian Saylor, the 2 productive hitters for the Hardhats in game 1. So game 2's Keys to the Game start off strong and put up more crooked numbers up on the scoreboard. The Hardhats, after trailing 3-2 heading to the bottom of the 6th, the Hardhats put up 2 in that bottom of the 6th inning before recording the final 3 outs in the top half. So looking to start a little bit earlier with their offense and putting up more crooked numbers as the Hardhats looking to produce 1 through 9 versus just at the top of their lineup. In that ball game for the Hardhats, Zeke Farley had a couple of bunt singles and scored 2 runs. Amarian Saylor drove in a pair of runs, one an RBI ground out in the first inning, the other an inside the park, kind of a Little League style home run where the center fielder Noah Malman tried to make an insane catch, diving straight forward, and just ended up going past his glove and rolling all the way to the wall. And you know the speed of Amarian Saylor. He was already at second base by that time, and there was no chance really to prevent him from scoring. So an inside the park home run for Amarian Saylor. He ended up going 2 for 3 in the ball game. And Palmer Jacobs, a complete game on the mound for the Hardhats. 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned. 11 strikeouts and just 1 walk for Palmer Jacobs. And for Palmer, that's a very nice thing to see. He has struggled with giving up the walk in the past. He did hit a couple of batters, but the walk was not issued that much in game 1. And the Hardhats looking for another productive start. And this time they send Dylan Marsh to the mound in game 2 to face Post 164. Lineup cards exchanged at home plate. And let's set today's starting lineups. They are built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. For Spearfish Post 164, it's Caden Fireeisen, the third baseman, to lead things off. Carter Lyon, the catcher, bats second. Brady Hartwig, the shortstop, bats third. Ty Sieber in the for cleanup spot and plays first base. The right fielder Cody Chapman bats fifth. Alex Sunstead, game one starting pitcher, is the designated hitter for game two. He bats sixth. Braden Eriks gets a start at second base in the seventh spot, with Connor Comer, the left fielder, batting eighth, and Noah Malman, the center fielder, bats ninth for Spearfish 164. They face Dylan Marsh on the mound. And the Hardhats lineup, built by Connect Home Center, looks like this. Zeke Farley in center field leads things off. He's followed by Amarian Saylor at second base. Jed Jensen gets the start in left field. He bats third. Harrison Good in the cleanup spot bats fourth. He's in right field defensively. Wyatt Anderson, the third baseman, bats fifth. Riker Henning, the designated hitter, sixth. Alex Dietrich, the first baseman, bats seventh. Jake Solano does the catching. He bats eighth. And Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, bats ninth for head coach Kelvin Torvey's Hardhats here for game number two. Technical difficulties for our PA system here at the ballpark as lineups were being announced. And Spearfish got one batter into it and then decided, well, we're just gonna tap everyone with fist bumps and be ready the rest of the field. Still struggling with the microphone issues. So with that, the Hardhats lineup will be announced in our national anthem here on Book It to the Ballpark night against Spearfish. Will be played here at the ballpark. And we will be set in just a few moments for game two against Spearfish. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. This is the conclusion of the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. Set for Game 2 of this two-game doubleheader here in Rapid City as the Hardhats hosting Post 164 right up the road in Spearfish. And a nice night for baseball. And ready to get underway for Game 2. Once again, the Hardhats 4-3 winners in Game 1. They improved to 8-9 on the season. Post 164 falls to 1-2 on the Legion year. Of course, they played high school spring ball, and that is just finishing up with the state tournaments coming very soon. Dylan Marsh to the mound for the Hardhats. This is his second start of the season. In his lone appearance and start, a 1-0 record. 4 innings in that start, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. So a 1.75 ERA for Dylan Marsh. Tap the Hardhats around him as we get set for game number 2. Defense behind Dylan Marsh here today. Jed Jensen in left field, Zeke Farley in center field, Harrison Good in right field. On the infield, Wyatt Anderson at the hot corner, Wilson Kiefer at shortstop, Amarian Saylor at second base, and Alex Dietrich, the first baseman, with Jake Solano, the other half of the battery mate behind the plate doing the catching. First pitch from Marsh, swung on and missed a fastball, and we are underway for game number 2 at 7:09 local Mountain Time. Caden Fireeisen, the third baseman, down in the count, no balls and a strike. Fireeisen, no batting gloves on the right side, and lifts this one foul right side out of play. Down in the count, he goes 0-2. Hardhats in their baby blue uniforms with red numbers on their backs and white trim. Red letters reading Rapid City across the chest in that red and white as well. White pants to go along with those baby blue unis. And a red stripe down the side of the pant leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Fireeisen. Here's the 1-2, and a breaking ball misses downstairs. Even count 2-2. On the other side for Spearfish in black uniforms with Post 164 across the chest in white letters and a maroon trim. A number below that as the 2-2 misses downstairs, 3-2. And numbers on their backs in white with a maroon trim as well. White pants to go along with those black uniforms. And the 3-2 payoff pitch misses inside on Fireeisen. It's a leadoff base runner for Spearfish. Comes via the free pass. Now the catcher, Carter Lyon. Runner on first, nobody out. Marsh working now out of the stretch. White batting gloves for Lyon. Rests the bat on his right shoulder and then pops it up. Slow chopper right in front of the mound. Anderson bare hands it, fires the first, a high throw. Can't swipe the tag down is Dietrich, and Lyon beats it out. And that'll be ruled an infield single. I would have to agree with that. Kind of a swinging bunt. And it works just like that, even though Lyon reaches. Dietrich playing in front of Lyon at first. 2 on, nobody out. Brady Hartwig, the shortstop, the new batter. Maroon batting gloves to go along with his all gray bat. And the first pitch on Hartwig, a strike called at the knees, 0-1. Hartwig in game 1, a pair of strikeouts, reached on an error, and a bouncer back to the pitcher, Palmer Jacobs. So an 0-for-4 day so far. Marsh, a peek back to second, delivers, and a called strike two, a fastball right above the belt. No balls and 2 strikes to count. 2 on and nobody out. Spearfish trying to threaten early. Stranded a couple base runners in multiple innings in game 1. Breaking ball, called strike 3. It froze Brady Hartwig, and a backwards K is out number 1 for the Hardhats defensively. Here's Ty Sieber, the first baseman. Still 2 on, 1 out. Left-handed bat of Sieber. Kiefer holding on, the base runner at second with the left-handed bat at the plate. And Sieber watches ball 1 missed low, blocked by Solano behind the plate. Sieber in game 1, a walk, a single, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. And bounced to second. The 1-0 bouncer up the middle. Kiefer will step on the second base bag, fire to first in time. It's a 6-6-3 inning-ending double play. And Spearfish strands the base runner as they go down without any runs in their half of the first. Hardhats to bat for the first time in game 2 right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 1, scoreless after 1/2 inning of play. And the Hardhats to bat for the first time. It'll be Zeke Farley in center field, Amarian Saylor at second base, and Jed Jensen, the left fielder, to lead things off against Holgen Tystad, right-hander on the mound for Spearfish. Defense behind Tystad. Connor Comer, the left fielder, Noah Malman in center field, and Cody Chapman, the right fielder. At the hot corner of third base, Caden Fireeisen. Brady Hartwig at shortstop, Braden Eriks at second base, and Ty Sieber, the first baseman, with Carter Lyon doing the catching for Holgen Tystad. Tystad into the wind, a high leg kick, and delivers strike 1 on the fastball, outside edge, 0-1 on Zeke Farley. No balls and a strike. Zeke in game 1, couple of hits, 2 for 3 overall, both bunt singles. And he looks at ball 1 outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So third baseman Fireeisen creeping in, his toes on the green infield turf. 1-1, thought about it, and laid off a breaking ball down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Leaves the bat head out in front, now the 2-1. Slow chopper, foul, right side. Right off the end of the bat. Weird sound off of Zeke's bat. Sticking with the white and black bat, Zeke Farley, after using a blue bat early on this season. 2-2 misses high. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. The leadoff man for the Hardhats. The wind and the payoff pitch. Bouncer up the middle. Diving stop by the shortstop Hartwig. From his knees he fires, but the speed of Zeke Farley beats it out. Infield single for Zeke Farley. Another infield single for Zeke Farley. Make it 3 on the day. Going back to game number 1. Marion Saylor steps in on the right side and looks at ball 1 inside with the fastball. Farley with plenty of speed at first. The 1-0 to Saylor. Line drive, base hit in the left field. And back-to-back singles have the Hardhats in business early with nobody out. Now Jed Jensen, a left fielder, in the 3 spot. 2 on, nobody out. Not be surprised to see a bunt signal on for Jensen. And Feyereisen expecting it, along with the first baseman Sieber, both playing in. Squares the bunt, drops it down foul up the first base line. So the bunt signal was on for Jensen. No balls and a strike to count. Jensen followed by Harrison Good, the right fielder, flanking Farley in center field. The 0-1, squares the bunt, pulls back. It's a called strike 2 on Jensen, and now he'll have to swing away. Corner's still in for Spearfish, even with the 2 strikes. Dysted comes set, delivers, and it's a called strike 3 right at the knees on Jensen. He goes down looking.
Number 14, Harrison Good.
Now Harrison Good, Dysted and Lyon having a conversation before Good gets the hit. And game 1 for Harrison, reached on an error, drew a walk, and knocked an RBI single. Big RBI single at that. Drove in the go-ahead run. Runner takes off for third. To throw down is in time to get Farley. Up to second goes Saylor. But Farley is tagged out at third base for out number 2. Caught stealing 2-5. 2 outs, man on second base. First pitch to Harrison Good, a line drive right at the third baseman Feyereisen. They don't call that the hot corner for nothing. Feyereisen awake at the wheel for out number 3. Scoreless after 1. We head to the second after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
For the Post 164, direct number 70, Cody Chapman.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Top of inning number 2, scoreless after 1 between Spearfish and Rapid City. And Dylan Marsh back to the hill for the Hardhats. He faces 5, 6, and 7, Cody Chapman, Alex Sunstead, and Braden Eriks. Rescheduled. Marsh misses high for ball 1 to the right-handed bat of Chapman. Right fielder for Spearfish, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chapman in game 1, a double. A strikeout and a bouncer to short. So a 1 for 3 ball game. In game 1, he swings through the 1-1. Down in the count, he goes 1 and 2. Marsh from the windup. Likes the sign, into the wind he goes, kicks in, deals the 1-2, breaking ball, swung on and missed, and down goes Chapman swinging for out number 1.
And play number 4, Alex Sunstead.
Second strikeout for Dylan Marsh. Now he faces Alex Sunstead, the designated hitter for game 2, pitcher for game 1. Marsh winds, kicks, deals, and misses inside with a fastball for ball 1. So Sunstead getting his first cracks at the bat here in game 2. The 1-0. Bouncer left side, Wilson Kiefer on a couple of hops, fields and fires to Dietrich in time, out number 2.
The second baseman is number 19, Braden Eriks.
Here's Braden Eriks, the second baseman. Another right-handed hitting bat for Spearfish. 2 outs and nobody on. In the scoreless contest, top of the second. Marsh into the wind, he kicks and deals and hits the zone, top of the zone. 0-1. Bouncer to Kiefer once again. High hop, he fields and fires to Dietrich in time, out number 3. So Marsh faces the minimum in the second. 3 up, 3 down goes Spearfish. Hardhats to hit right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 2, scoreless after 1.5. And the Hardhats sending 5, 6, and 7 against Hogan Tystad. Righty on righty against Wyatt Anderson, and the first pitch breaking ball misses outside, ball 1. Anderson 0 for 2 in game 1. A breaking ball once again misses outside, downstairs as well. And now 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0. Down below the knees and 3 balls and no strikes to count on Anderson. Hot corner of third base defensively. Here's the 3-0. Strike. Nope, ball 4 outside. Looked like it had the north-south spot, but not the east-west spot. Went right across the knees, but called ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to start the second for the Hardhats. He stranded a man at second base in the opening inning. Here's Riker Henny. Runner on first, nobody out. Henny looks at a called strike 1 right below the belt. 0-1. Henny pinch hit in game 1. And struck out. The 0-1 misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. From the stretch, Tystad sidesteps and deals and misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Riker Henny coming into play here today. 12 hits and 35 at-bats, good enough for a .343 average. 2-1, thought about it, it's a called strike either way, 2-2. An .810 OPS for Riker. Had his 7-game hit streak snapped last weekend against Cheyenne. Tystad looks back. Anderson. The 2-2. Line drive, a foul right side. Hardhats, a rough weekend against Cheyenne. Dropped all 3 games. And their best chance to pick up a victory against the unbeaten squad from Cheyenne, Wyoming was game 1. 2-2, misses outside, 3-2 on Henny. And the Hardhats just dropped game 1, 2-0. Played very well, and just 2 big hits given up. Payoff to Henny, found away. Backing out of play, payoff once again. Wouldn't be surprised to see Anderson in motion, even though there are nobody out. Payoff once again, Anderson in motion and a foul ball right side out of play. The wind here in Rapid City blowing basically in and a little bit right to left. So a little bit of pitcher friendly wind. Payoff again. Ground ball up the middle, field by the second baseman to short for 1, and in time for the double play, 4-6-3 double play. Eriks to Hartwig to Siebert. 4-6-3. Just like that, the leadoff base runner is erased. And now Alex Dietrich, 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to Dietrich, right across the knees, called strike 1. Into the wind and the 0-1. Down and away, even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Dietrich, in game 1, he had off. Batting for the first time here against Spearfish here in game 2. The 1-1 breaking ball misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Coach Torvey looking for competitive at-bats here in game 2. The 2-1 outside. At the north-south once again. Didn't have the east-west, trying for that outer edge. Didn't get the call. Here's a 3-1 to Dietrich. Downstairs ball 4, and Dietrich draws a walk. And now Jake Solana. The catcher also given game 1 off. to catch beyond the plate for game 2. Hardhats with 2 against Spearfish tonight, 2 in Sturgis against the Titans of Post 33 on Thursday. Solano looks at ball 1, a fastball low. Just game 2 featured on Fox Sports Rapid City on Thursday. Approximately 7:30 first pitch. That one, a ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Lyon and up to second goes Dietrich. Both games in Sturgis will be on Hardhats TV. And Solano looks at ball 2 low. Actually, ball 3 low, and Dietrich takes third base. Popped out of the glove of the catcher and immediately breaking towards third. I just received word that actually both games on Thursday in Sturgis will be on Fox Sports Rapid City. 3-0 fastball across the plate, 3-1. So both games on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV on Thursday. The 3-1 fouled back to the screen, 3-2. Payoff pitch to Jake Solano. Opening run of this contest, standing 90 feet away to payoff. Outside, ball 4, and Solano draws a walk. It's back-to-back 2-out walks. Tysted not missing by much on that outer edge.
Number 15 is Wilson Keeper.
Here's Wilson Kiefer as Spearfish asks for time, a mound visit with the entire infield.
All books tonight will be donated to the Children's Home Society. So thanks for coming out to look at the ballpark tonight.
Long mound visit for Coach Isaac Taylor and his entire infield. He'll keep talking with him until our home plate umpire breaks it up and says, let's keep on playing baseball here, gentlemen. Taps the glove all around for Spearfish. And Coach Taylor talking with our home plate umpire, maybe talking about the zone and the outside part of the zone, not getting those calls. So now Wilson Kiefer steps in on the right side. And Kiefer looks at a called strike 1, and it popped out of the glove of the catcher, and Solano easily takes second base. So 0-1 the count on Kiefer. Into the wind with first base open, the 0-1 breaking ball blocked in the turf by Lyon. Even count, 1-1. Hardhats looking for some 2-out magic as Tystad approaches 40 pitches. This is number 40, and it's a called strike 2 right at the knees. Not the call there. Now 1-2 on Kiefer. Tystad winds, kicks, deals, and Kiefer swings through a high fastball to go down swinging for out number 3. Hardhats strand a pair of base runners in scoring position and fail to score. We're scoreless after 2. We head to the 3rd after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Scoreless 2 innings of this ball game, so we head to inning number 3. That scoreless scoreboard on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Once again, the Hardhats 4-3 winners in Game 1, looking to sweep Spearfish. These two teams will play 2 more games later on this season up in Spearfish. Barring the weather, these two teams did not play all of last season because it was rained out in Spearfish last year. Dylan Marsh back to the hill, and he misses down and away for ball 1 on Connor Comer. The 1-0, swing and a miss, even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. I remember those games vividly in Spearfish. You got not even a half inning into that ball game before the rain just started downpouring, and the 1-1 misses down and away. And with the dirt and natural grass outfield in Spearfish, not much of a chance to resume play. So that game was quickly called. 2-1 misses inside, 3 balls and a strike. For Post 164, this is their first time here at the newly renovated ballpark, as Marsh misses high and tight on the 3-1, a leadoff walk drawn by Comer. So first time playing on the turf at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark, Dave Plouffe Field, Fitzgerald Stadium. First pitch to the 9 bat of Moment, bounced into short, Kiefer to second for 1, and in time for the double play. It's a 6-6-3 double play. Kiefer making the play up the middle. And just like that, the leadoff walk is erased, and quickly 2 outs. Second double play turned by Kiefer himself in this ball game. Here's Caden Fireeisen. 2 outs, nobody on, and Marsh hits the bottom of the zone. Called strike 1 on the fastball, right at the knees. Pretty strong wind blowing about straight in here. The 0-1, downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on for Spearfish, top of inning number 3. Marsh likes a sign from Solano into the wind, and the 1-1 breaking ball. Fireeisen thought about it, laid off, and it's ball 2 low. 2 balls and a strike, Marsh to Fireeisen. He walked to lead off the ball game. Here's the 2-1, and it misses it down and away. Now 3 balls and a strike, and Marsh threatening to surrender the walk to Fireeisen once again. The 3-1. Inside edge, called strike 2. Payoff pitch now with 2 outs and nobody on. Marsh to Fireeisen. Into the wind he goes. Here it is. The payoff pitch downstairs, scooped by Solano, but it's ball 4. And Fireeisen draws his second walk of the contest. It comes with 2 outs this time, and here comes Coach Clapperich out of the dugout to have a word with Marsh and Solano. Marsh, just his second appearance and start on the mound. Only went 4 innings against Watertown, but had a pretty good show. 1 hit, 1 run, it was earned, but walked 4 and hit a batter as well. Struck out 2. Runner on first, 2 outs for Carter Lyon. He's Singwood against Marsh, his first trip. Righty on righty, Marsh from the stretch, and Lyon looks on a strike right across the belt. Fastball that time, 0-1. Sun setting here in Rapid City. The shadows taking effect with the left fielder Jensen battling the sun out there. As Marsh misses outside with a fastball. Even count now 1-1. Actually, all of the outfielders really battling the sun. Farley in center field as well. Harrison Good in right field as it in his left eye. Called strike 2 on the 1-1. So a ball and 2 strikes to count. Marsh to Lyon. Set in the stretch, a peek at first, and the 1-2. Breaking ball, just got a piece of it and found it right over my head. Lyon stays alive, 1-2. Two hits for the Hardhats, 1 for Spearfish. The only things to talk about here in the scoreless ball game. The 1-2. Whacked at and bounced to second. Amarian Saylor fires to first in time for out number 3. So a 2-out walk stranded on base for Spearfish, and the Hardhats sent back to the bats right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detailed Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 3, we're still scoreless here between Spearfish and Rapid City post 22. And Hogan Tystad back to the hill for Spearfish, finishing up his warm-up pitches. Not much to talk about. It'll be the top of the Hardhats lineup due up against Tystad. This is their second and trip against him. And Farley, an infield single, make it 3 infield singles for Zeke on the day as a whole. Going back to game 1. Farley steps in on the right side. Was caught stealing, trying to swipe third in that first inning. Watches ball 1, a breaking ball skip in front of the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Tystad into the wind, a highlight kick, and misses outside with a fastball. Not close. 2 balls and no strikes. Farley, Saylor, and Jensen, a 3 schedule. The wind and the 2-0. Little blooper behind second base, and it's the second baseman, Eriks, who makes the play for out number 1. So call it a P4 in the book for out number 1. Amarian Saylor singled his first trip. Little line drive to left field. Tystad winds, kicks, steals, and Saylor chops it foul. Right by the Hardhats dugout. 0-1. Amarian Saylor had his 13-game on-base streak snapped against Cheyenne, as he watches ball one miss outside. And his 12-game hit streak snapped against Gillette the game prior. Bouncer to short. Hartwig fires across in time to get Saylor. 6-3 in the book for out number 2. Now Jet Jensen, 2 outs, nobody on. And the Hardhats threatening to go down in order in the 3rd. Line kick deal, and the first pitch, a fastball right above the belt, 0-1. Harrison Good would be next. Should Jensen reach the 0-1. Bounces in front of the plate, and 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Jensen struck out looking against Tystad in the 1st. The 2-1 with 2 outs and nobody on. Bounces in front of the plate once again, and Tystad just missing his landing spot, just spiking many of these pitches. That one way in front of the plate, hit the green turf. The 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Jensen draws a 2-out walk. So he remains 0 for 1, and the aforementioned Harrison Good steps back in. Good lined out to 3rd his first trip, and Jensen a check on him. Dives back in safely. That one bounced into the first baseman, Sieber. Pretty aggressive lead at first for Jensen. And Good looks at ball 1 outside the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Good, no batting gloves on the right side. And another check on Jensen. He dives back in safely. Closer play this time. Sieber caught it on a straight throw. And the 1-0 swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball from Tystad. And the 1-1. Outside, not close. Now 2 balls and a strike. Hogan Tystad up over 50 pitches. This will be number 56 of his outing. The 2-1 found straight back. And right off the roof of the indoor facility. Even count with 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on first and 2 gone. And the 2-2. High, now 3-2. Playing just about gonna hang on as he kind of snow coned it coming out of his crouch to get that one. Payoff pitch. Hogan Tystad to Harrison Good. Peek at Jensen, he comes set. Here it is, the payoff. Foul tipped, and the Lion couldn't hang on. So Good stays alive, at least for 1 more pitch. Wyatt Anderson is next. Payoff again, misses high, ball 4, and goes back behind the plate. But Good draws a walk. Back-to-back 2-out walks drawn by the Hardhats. Nice at-bat for Harrison Good, battling at the plate. Gaining the count to 3-2, fouling a couple pitches off, and winning the battle by drawing ball 4. So 2 on, 2 outs for Wyatt Anderson. Anderson looks at ball 1, a breaking ball between the wickets, and back to the backstop. Both runners move up into scoring position. Anderson drew a walk his first trip. Jensen at third, Good at second, plenty of speed. But with 2 outs, the 1-0 called ball 2. Touch outside. It's right across the knees of Anderson. Missed outside, now the 2-0, and fouled straight back to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tap of the plate on the right side. Anderson waves the bat head. Wines kicks, deals, and the 2-1 misses down and away. Off the glove of Lyon, but stop sign put up by Anderson. Not far enough for Jensen to test it. 3 balls and a strike. First base is open with Riker Henny on deck and 2 outs. The wind and the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. 3 straight walks, all with 2 outs to load the bases for the Hardhats. And now Riker Henny, and he'll have to wait as Coach Taylor out of the dugout, have another mound visit with Tystad and the entire Spearfish infield. Riker Henny in his only at-bat bounced into a 4-6-3 double play. Comes up here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. This third inning started off very quickly defensively for Spearfish. A pop out and a bouncer to short. And 3 straight walks extended this ball game all the way down to the 6th man sent to the plate. And those walks all came with 2 outs. Mound visit concludes, and Henny steps in on the right side. Tystad into the wind. Gixon deals the first pitch to Henny, a called strike, outer edge, 0-1. The wind and the 0-1, bouncer up the middle, snagged by the shortstop. He takes it to the second base bag himself, out number 3. Hartwig to second unassisted. And the Hardhats strand the bases full and fail to score. Back in a moment for the 4th, scoreless after 3. And we'll be back right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. To the top of the fourth we go, scoreless after 3 on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. First pitch from Dylan Marsh to Brady Hartwig. Runs inside and hits him right on his front thigh. So leadoff base runner for post 164, be the hit batter.
At the plate, number 8, Ty Seaver.
So now Ty Seaver bounced into a 6-6-3 inning-ending double play in the first. Runner on first, nobody out here. Left-handed bat of Seaver against the right-hander Marsh. Marsh sidesteps and delivers and misses outside, not close. 1 ball and no strikes. Now the head from Marsh, a peek at first. Delivers and it's popped up left side, out of play. Over onto the berm area. Even count now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Seaver bounced into a double play in game 1 as well. That one a 6-4-3 double play. The 1-1 outside corner called strike 2. Backdoor breaking ball from Marsh. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Marsh likes a sign from Solano. Sets up down and away. The 1-2. Bouncer left side. Kiefer will only play to first. He fires in time to Dietrich for out number 1. Score is 6-3 in the book. Hartwig to second. So a runner on second, 1 gone. Cody Chapman, the right fielder. Steps in on the right side, righty on righty matchup. Strikeout victim his first trip. First pitch from Marsh. Bouncer right in front of the plate. Slow chopper, going to be a difficult play for Marsh. He fires the first in time to get Chapman. And that's out number 2. Very nice play for Dylan Marsh, who barehanded that up the third base line and fired as hard as he could to Alex Dietrich. And still got Chapman by a half a step. So the third goes Hartwig, 2 outs now. Acted as a swinging bunt. And this one popped up right side, out of play. First pitch to Alec Sunstead. So 0-1 on Sunstead. Bounced to short his first trip. The breaking ball misses downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Solano blocks that one with the runner at third. 2 outs, scoreless, top of the fourth. Marsh set for the 1-1. A deep breath. He fires a third and a swipe of the tag by Anderson. He is back in time. Marsh shakes off a sign from Solano, now gets one he likes. Set in the 1-1. Breaking ball blocked by Solano right in front of him. Very nice block by Solano. Hit him right on the upper part of his chest protector. Kept it straight in front of him. 2 balls and a strike. Marsh set once again. The 2-1 to Sunstead. Chopper up the first base line right by the Spearfish dugout. And it's 2s across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on third, and 2 gone. are set once again, and the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped it in a glove of Solano. Hey, hung on tight with that one. And that's out number 3. So Spearfish scores a man 90 feet away. And we're still scoreless through 3.5. The bottom of the 4th we go. Alex Dietrich, Jake Solano, and Wilson Kiefer, the 3 scheduled for the Hardhats when we return on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Bottom of inning number 4. Yes, we are still scoreless here in game 2 between Spearfish and Rapid City. And first pitch to Alex Dietrich, a line drive, base hit in the left center field, and Dietrich starts inning number 4 off with a single for the Hardhats. So Dietrich is 1 for 1. He walked his first trip, and now Jake Solano, he did the same thing his first appearance at the plate. First pitch to Solano, he squares the bunt, drops it up the first base line, rolls all the way up the first base line. The first baseman and tags him. And Solano is out. He dove into first base. But a successful sacrifice bunt moves Dietrich to second base. And brings up Wilson Kiefer. Strikeout victim his first time up. And that hit for Dietrich, just a 3rd hit of the ball game for the Hardhats, and 4th for either side combined. One ball and no strikes the count on Kiefer. Dysted bouncer through the gap on the left side. Dietrich held up at 3rd. It's a single with 1 out for Wilson Kiefer, puts runners on the corners. And that'll bring up Zeke Farley. Signs relayed in front of the plate by Carter Lyon. Kiefer has some speed at first. Biggest threat so far for the Hardhats. With less than 2 outs, they have a man 90 feet away from the opening run of this contest. First pitch to Farley. A fly ball left field. Long run for Comer. He's underneath of it, makes the grab, tagging and scoring Alex Dietrich, and the Hardhats take a 1-0 lead thanks to a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Zeke Farley.
The batter, 13, Arden Saylor.
So 2 outs, runner on first, 1-0 Hardhats. Marion Saylor, the new batter, and he looks at ball 1, alone away, snagged by Lions. Kiefer off the first base bag, Lions fired down to first, not in time. The 1-0 to Sailor misses high right at the chin level of Amarian. Two balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0. Called a strike right below the belt. Across the plate at 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the 2-1. Line drive right back up the middle into center field. A single for Amarian Sailor. Puts Kiefer aboard second base. And it brings up Jed Jensen. No reliever in the bullpen for Spearfish, so this is Hogan Tystad's ball game. 2 outs, 2 on for Jed Jensen, and he looks at called strike 1 via the breaking ball. No balls and a strike. Tystad set, and the 0-1 misses outside. Maybe a touch low as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1, runner takes off for a third. It skips in front of the plate, and both runners move up. Straight steals of second and third. Kiefer to third, Sailor to second. And the 2-1, a fly ball deep center field. Underneath of it now, Malman. He makes the grab out number 3, but the Hardhats on the board. An RBI sacrifice fly for Zeke Farley. The Hardhats lead 1-0 after 4. To the 5th we go after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales service and side-by-sides. We have at least 1 run on the scoreboard. It's 1-0 Hardhats. As Spearfish tries to counter in their next half inning. It's the top of the 5th. And 7-8-9 due up for post 164. Against Dylan Marsh. First pitch, a chopper left side. A weird hop for Wyatt Anderson. He fires across in time to Alex Dietrich. 1 pitch, 1 out. Brayden Eriks goes down. 5-3 in the book. Now Connor Comer. First pitch to Comer misses outside, ball 1. One out, nobody on for Spearfish. The 1-0 misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. So this Marsh's longest outing of the year, now 4 1/3. And Comer swings through the 2-0 breaking ball, 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1, down and away. Now 3 balls and a strike on Comer. Noah Malman on deck. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Now 3-2. Comer in front of that one. Payoff pitch coming. Dylan Marsh to Connor Comer. Payoff pitch. A little blooper to first. Dietrich takes it to the first base bag himself for out number 2. Dietrich knocked that ball down right off his chest, recovered, and then waved off Marsh. Took it to the first base bag, 3 unassisted, out number 2. Now Malman bounced into a 6-6-3 double play. Back in the 3rd, just a second trip to the plate here. This one a high pop-up, shallow right field, and it's Harrison Good underneath of it to make the grab for out number 3. So the shutdown inning complete for the Hardhats, and it's 1-0 Hardhats as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. To the bottom of the 5th we go as we welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Hardhats with a 1-0 lead on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. That 1-0 lead over Spearfish boasts 164. Harrison Good to bat, lead off against Hogan Tystad, and he watches ball 1 miss down and away. Back to the backstop. Good square to bunt, pulled back. Ball 1. The 1-0. And Good looks at ball 2, a fastball above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 winds as a high flying ball, shallow center field. Noah Malman in, and his toes on the edge of the infield turf. Makes the grab for out number 1. So it goes down as an F8. Malman read that one right off the bat and got a very nice break on the ball. Much easier play for Malman than a shortstop or second baseman making that play. 1 out, nobody on for Wyatt Anderson. And Anderson looks at a called strike, a breaking ball. Kind of ducked his head out of the way of it. But it's called a strike. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Now 0-2. Anderson 2 walks against Tystad. The 0-2 misses high at the eye level. Ball and 2 strikes. Tystad on the far first base side of the rubber. Into the wind he goes, kicks and deals the 1-2 outside, 2-2. Stone cold take for Anderson. Tystad thought that was strike 3. 2-2, breaking ball inside, now 3-2. That strike zone pretty consistent all night long. Has not allowed that outside edge to be called. Payoff pitch, Tystad to Anderson, and it's downstairs, ball 4. Anderson draws a 1-out walk, his 3rd walk of the ball game. So that'll help the on-base percentage, not much else. Here's Riker Henny. 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Hardhats. And Henny, a bouncer left side, the shortstop bobbles it and everyone will be safe. Hartwig couldn't handle the tough hop. And it's an E6. Looked like a potential double play ball, but nothing, you can never expect a double play. So Henny moves to 0 for 3 on the ball game. Alex Dietrich steps back in on the right side. He's the one that got the Hardhats rally started in the 4th and came in to score the lone run of this contest. 1-0 Hardhats. First pitch to Dietrich. High fly ball left field on the run back. Comer. He's underneath of it now and makes the grab out number 2. Anderson bluffed a tag to 3rd. He stays put at 2nd. Henny at 1st, 2 gone. Dietrich just underneath that one. Looked like that was heading for the Mix Electric sign in left field. Two outs, 2 on. Here's Jake Solano. Solano fouls the first pitch straight back, 0-1. Solano walked and dropped down a sacrifice bunt. 0-1, misses well outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So no official at-bat for Solano during this ball game. The 1-1 bounced in front of the plate, got away from the catcher, and up to 3rd and 2nd the base runners go. Anderson to 3rd, Henny to 2nd. 2 in scoring position now for the Hardhats. Still 2 outs. And once again, the Hardhats would love some production with men in scoring position. That failed to do so in their recent games. Time is asked for at the plate by Solano. It's granted. The 2-1. High, right above the eye level. And now 3 balls and a strike. First base is open. It's Wilson Kiefer on deck. He's 1 for 2. A single and a strikeout. The 3-1 to Solano. Called strike, breaking ball. Hit the zone across the belt. Payoff pitch. Hogan Tystad to Jake Solano. Here it is, the payoff. Swing and a miss, and Solano goes down swinging for out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a couple more base runners. They lead 1-0 heading to the 6th. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. Dylan Marsh back to the hill for the Hardhats to begin the top of the 6th. And no one warming in the bullpen for the Hardhats. This is Dylan Marsh's ball game, leading 1-0 over Spearfish. And just as I say that, Phil Bentz trots down to the bullpen area, where a Hardhat looks to be waiting, potentially. Nope, it's Nate Kindred trotting down there. Looked like Kindred was warming up in game 1. Never saw the field as Palmer Jacobs finished the complete game. First pitch from Marsh to the top of the order, Caden Fireeisen, is called strike 1. No balls and a strike. Fireeisen, a pair of walks. And this one, a fly ball right side, long run for Harrison. Good. In foul territory, he slides and he can't make the grab as he slid up against the fence down there by the Spearfish bullpen, who is active right now. Like tossing a right-hander in the Spearfish bullpen. See if we can get a license plate on him. The 0-2. Chopper, slow chopper past Marsh. It'll be a tough play for Anderson. He bare hands it, fires the first in time for out number 1. What a play by Wyatt Anderson at third. Risky to go to the bare hand, but that's the only play you have on a slow chopper like that. And plenty of speed for Fireeisen. Put a star next to that one, 5-3 in the book. And out number 1 in the 6th. So 1 out, nobody on. Marsh set. And it's Carter Lyon, and he misses outside ball 1. One ball, no strikes to count. Marsh delivers. This one a line drive. Right center field. Harrison good. Read it well and makes the grab. Out number 2. A break to his right. Harrison lost his hard hat. But that doesn't matter. It's out number 2. And now Spearfish down to their final 4 outs at the plate here tonight. Now Brady Hartwig. Line drive to Harrison, good. This will be a tougher play as it hooks into the corner, and Harrison makes the grab in fair territory as he tumbles down that line. That's out number 3. Nice play defensively all around for the Hardhats. And Spearfish goes down in order in the 6th. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. And Hogan Tystad back to the mound for Spearfish, at least to start the bottom of the 6th inning. There is a reliever in that Spearfish bullpen. Was checking on the license plate on him before we got rudely interrupted with some nice defensive plays from the Hardhats. Kidding, of course. It looks like David Keller is a right-hander in the bullpen for Spearfish. 9-1-2 due up against Tystad for the moment. It's Wilson Kiefer who steps in on the right side. 1-0 Hardhats on the State Farm scoreboard. First pitch to Kiefer. He scores the bunt, pulls back, and watches ball 1 miss down and away. Kiefer 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Also stole third base. 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And Nate Kindred continues to warm in the Hardhats bullpen. Hardhats closer. The 2-0 bounces in front of the plate. 3 balls and no strikes to count. Hardhats would love to give Dylan Marsh and potentially Nate Kindred some insurance runs heading to the top of the 7th. The 3-0. Striker right across the belt, a fastball taken all the way by Kiefer. For Dylan Marsh, he's at 62 pitches through 6 innings. The 3-1 fouled back and out of play. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Kiefer. Tystad into the wind, kicks and deals the payoff. High fly ball left field. Comer, first step was in, now he runs back and makes the grab out number 1. Top the Hardhats lineup now, and Zeke Farley, and time asked for by Spearfish, and expect to see a pitching change here, potentially. My apologies for misrepresenting the Spearfish coaching staff earlier. It's Parker Lois, and that is now the head coach of Spearfish. And Tystad wants to stay in this ball game. And Coach Lois back to the dugout, signaling one more batter. And if Farley reaches, this would be definitely the last batter against Tystad. 1 out, nobody on. Farley to the plate for the 4th time against Tystad, and he fouls away the first pitch. 0-1. Farley, the sacrifice fly and an RBI to score the only run of the contest in game 2. So he's 1 for 2 on the day with that RBI, and he fouls away a slow breaking ball right behind the plate. 0-2. Third inning that Farley see the plate, and Farley flies this one down the right field line, hooking into the corner. The right fielder on the run, and one bounces up against the bullpen fence. Foul. So Cody Chapman gave it a long run, but Farley stays alive. 0-2. Hardhats with 5 hits and 1 run. Spearfish with 1 hit and 1 error, no runs. The 0-2 to Farley. Downstairs, bounced off the plate and went through the wickets of the catcher Lyon. Ball and 2 strikes on Farley. Tap the plate on the right side and the 1-2. Bounces in front of the plate once again. Coach Lewis on the top step of the dugout. The 2-2 swing and a foul tip into the glove of Lyon. Farley goes down swinging for out number 2, and that will end the night for Hogan Tystad. Finishes the ball game at 108 pitches and gives way to the bullpen in this one. We'll take a quick step aside and come back with a new arm on the mound for Spearfish. And no signal just yet. Lineup card is out for our home plate umpire. And we will have a new arm on the mound, but it is not coming from the bullpen. So we'll take that step aside right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
The batter is the second baseman, Amari Sailor.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. The new arm on the mound is Brady Hartwig, and Hartwig misses downstairs for ball 1 on his first task in Amarian Sailor. So Hartwig moves from short to the mound. Sailor a little blooper into center field. Long run for Holman, and he makes the grab out number 3. So Hartwig does his job on the mound, moving from short to the mound and just swapping places with Hogan Tystad. We head to the 7th. Back in a moment right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. Top of the 7th. Tap of the Hardhats around Dylan Marsh. He comes out for the 7th inning. Nate Kindred warm in the bullpen in case Marsh gets into trouble. The Hardhats leading 1-0 over Spearfish. Ty Sieber, Cody Chapman, and Alec Sunstead coming to the plate. And Marsh misses outside of the left-handed bat for ball 1. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Hardhats. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Spearfish. 1-0, ground ball to Kiefer. On the ground, he fields and fires the first in time, out number 1. Here's Cody Chapman. The right fielder 0 for 2. A very nice play by Dylan Marsh to rob Chapman of a hit. His last trip to the plate, barehanding it up the third baseline and firing to first. Marsh misses down and away, ball 1 to Chapman. The 1-0. Line drive right out. Wyatt Anderson, and he makes the grab on the line, out number 2. So Chapman's robbed of another hit as Anderson was awake at the hot corner. 2 outs, nobody on. Spearfish down to their final out of the night. Marsh kicks and deals and misses outside, ball 1. Fans stick around for our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show immediately following this ball game. The 1-0, a strike right above the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll hand out today's Claiborne Los and Sabres players of the game for game 1 and game 2 in the post-game show. The 1-1 misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike on Alex Sunstead. The 2-1 fouled straight back off the screen, and actually that is Hogan Tystad in place of the designated hitter Sunstead. Since Spearfish lost the designated hitter, swapping the shortstop and the pitcher. The 2-2. Fouled up over my head, out of play. Count remains 2-2. Spearfish still on their final strike of the evening. 1-0 Hardhats. Marsh set at the chest and the 2-2. Strike 3, called a breaking ball, throws Tystad, and he goes down looking for out number 3. Hardhats victorious 1-0, the final score against Spearfish. And they take 2 of 2 here in Rapid City against Post 164. We head right into our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. Quick scoring recap, very quick in this one. Just one run to be had in game 2 between Spearfish and Post 22 out of Rapid City. That 1 run coming in the 4th inning. A little bit of small ball being played by the Hardhats, and they had to manufacture a run against Spearfish. It was Alex Dietrich that led off the 4th inning. He took the very first pitch up the middle into center field for the leadoff single. A sacrifice bunt moved him to second base thanks to Jake Solano. Then Wilson Kiefer hit a single and put runners on the corners with just the 1 out. Zeke Farley came to the plate and drove one to left field, deep enough for Dietrich to tag and score standing up. That scored the only run of the contest for either side. And the Hardhats are victorious 1-0 over Spearfish. Final line score for this ball game: no runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Spearfish. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Post 22, and they really cleaned up the errors department for game 2. 4 in game 1 and none in game 2. So good rebound for the Hardhats. that takes us right into our Claiborne Los and Sabres player of the game. Whether it's divorce, injury, or a business dispute, when you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne Los and Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne Los and Sabres in Rapid City. For Game 2, I gotta give it to Dylan Marsh. 1 hit allowed, no runs. He struck out 4 and walked 3. Dylan Marsh needed 72 pitches to finish his complete game shutout over 7 innings. And for Dylan Marsh, he's not known as a pitcher, but he might be after tonight, honestly. Complete game shutout over 72 pitches, and the Hardhats victorious 1-0 over Spearfish. For Game 1, the player of the game, I'll give it to Amarian Saylor, an inside-the-park home run, his second inside-the-park home run of the season. And boy, if you misplay a ball in center field, a good luck catching Amarian Saylor, because if that ball rolls all the way to the wall, Saylor's off. And he was off with his wheels in that one and scored the inside-the-park home run standing up. So Amarian Saylor, Game 1's Claiborne Los and Sabres player of the game, and Dylan Marsh in Game 2's Claiborne Los and Sabres player of the game. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, both games will be on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City on Thursday. And first pitch to come at 5 p.m. over in Sturgis with our J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show starting about 4:50 local Mountain Time. Until then, my name is Adam Birch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.